Welcome to This Explainer. I am so incredibly pumped you're tuning in today. If you're a junior high student, I am talking directly to you right now. And hey, parents, you're definitely going to want to pull up a chair for this one too. You see, junior high is this massive, defining transition in life. It's the exact moment where you really start figuring out who you are and how you operate in the world. The habits you build right now, they don't just dictate your next semester, they literally wire your brain for adulthood. So today, we're unpacking a fantastic guide from the Ministry of Education that's designed to completely transform your daily routines. It isn't just about surviving school, it's about thriving, growing, and setting yourself up for an incredibly bright future. We're going to look at how a few simple daily shifts can literally change everything. But first, let me ask you a question, and I want you to be totally honest with me. When you hear the word studying, what pops into your head? Do you instantly just feel exhausted? I mean, who says learning is just sitting quietly in a boring classroom, staring at a thick, dusty textbook while the clock ticks in slow motion? Do you think of just memorizing a bunch of random facts that you're going to forget the second the test is over? Well, if you think studying equals a heavy burden, you are definitely not alone. But I'm here to tell you that is totally the old way of thinking, and we are throwing it right out the window today. Okay, let's dive into this. The old style of learning felt like a massive chore, right? It was strictly confined to the four walls of a classroom and was entirely obsessed with just chasing a letter grade on a piece of paper. But the new style, it is genuinely exciting. It's driven by your own natural curiosity about how the world actually works. It happens everywhere, whether you're watching a fascinating educational video on your phone, mapping out wild, creative ideas with colorful markers, or passionately debating a topic with your friends. Learning is a lifelong adventure, not a punishment. The modern world doesn't reward people who can just memorize a textbook. It rewards people who are intensely curious. To spark this awesome shift, the Ministry of Education has launched an incredible initiative, the 7 Habits of Great Indonesian Children movement. The cheerful, confident junior high students we're talking about today are our ultimate role models. They represent a generation that is healthy, smart, and full of character, a generation fully equipped and ready to take on the world. This is really all about building a foundation where young people are entirely capable of navigating a rapidly changing future, specifically looking ahead to what's being called Golden Indonesia 2045. So, what exactly are these 7 habits? Well, think of them as a complete top-to-bottom upgrade to your personal operating system. First, we have the physical hardware upgrades: waking up early, exercising, eating healthy, and sleeping early. Because if your hardware is glitchy, nothing else works properly. Then we have the software upgrades for your mind and soul, which are praying and loving to learn. This is how you process the world around you. And finally, the network, how we socialize and interact with the people in our communities. Mastering these 3 areas is how you reach your absolute full potential. Section 1. The foundation of body and soul. Let's move to and see how this builds starting the exact moment you open your eyes. A powerful morning routine really changes everything. Getting up between 4 and 6 a.m. isn't just about beating the sun. It builds incredible self-discipline. It gives you a quiet moment to pray, which brings deep inner peace and significantly reduces anxiety for the chaotic day ahead. Follow that up with some light exercise to get the oxygen and blood flowing straight to your brain, naturally boosting your mood. Top it all off with a healthy breakfast. By the time you actually step into school, you're already winning the day. And speaking of a healthy breakfast, let's look at that Eat Healthy habit using the Ministry of Health's brilliant Isi Piringku or My Plate guideline. The breakdown is simple but incredibly effective. Half of your plate should be colorful vegetables and fruits. The other half is split between staple foods for complex energy and side dishes for protein. Nutrition isn't just about physical growth, it is the premium fuel for your brain. The fiber keeps your blood sugar steady, while the protein physically builds the neurotransmitters you need to think clearly. Eating right maximizes your concentration and keeps your energy perfectly stable, so you absolutely do not crash halfway through your afternoon classes. Section 2. Love to learn, the key to the future. To really anchor this idea, let's turn to a powerful insight from Ki Hajar Dewantara, the father of Indonesian education. He said, "Learning is the key to opening the door to a brighter future." Embracing learning doesn't just make you smarter in a trivia sense. It builds deep, lasting resilience. It makes you highly adaptable in a rapidly changing world filled with new technologies. When you genuinely love to learn, it gives you the absolute confidence to face any obstacle that comes your way. It literally turns the unknown from something intimidating into something incredibly exciting. But the crucial point is how we actually make this happen.
Loving to learn means totally stepping out of the traditional textbook box. It means exploring the universe through engaging digital apps or deep diving into stunning educational videos that explain complex things visually. It means ditching boring linear notes for vibrant, colorful mind maps that actually make sense to your unique brain. It means joining a coding club, a debate team, or a community to bounce wild ideas off your friends. Most importantly, it means keeping a sense of limitless curiosity alive everywhere you go. Learning is a basic human need, and when done right, it can be a total blast.
Section 3. Smart, socializing, and resting. You can't just consume information nonstop, right? You have to output it into the world. This brings us to the habit of socializing. We live in a highly digital age, but true empathy, tolerance, and teamwork are built strictly in the real world. You do not learn empathy from a screen. You learn it by reading facial expressions and navigating actual human emotions. This means intentionally stepping away from the devices to play traditional games that require real-time communication and physical teamwork. It means participating in social work or community cleanups. These offline, face-to-face interactions are absolutely vital for developing your emotional intelligence.
And this brilliantly illustrates our next point. You can't be a great friend or a great learner if you're constantly running on empty. Which brings us to sleep. 8 to 9 hours. That is exactly how much sleep 12 to 18-year-olds desperately need every single night. Sleeping early isn't some punishment from your parents, it is a strict biological necessity. According to the data, teenagers who lack sleep are far more prone to depression, emotional instability, lack of focus, and poor academic performance. Getting those 8 to 9 hours ensures your brain functions at its peak and keeps your emotions perfectly balanced.
Now, Bapa, Ibu, parents tuning in, I am talking directly to you for a moment. How do we ensure our teens actually get to sleep early? The manual gives us this fantastic 3S principle to manage gadget use. First, screen time, setting clear, non-negotiable daily limits. Second, screen break, enforcing intentional pauses for real human interaction. And third, screen zone, establishing strictly gadget-free areas in the house, specifically the bedroom, dining room, and bathroom. Why the bedroom? Because the blue light from screens completely suppresses the sleep hormone. Keeping screens out of the bedroom is the #1 most effective way to stop late-night scrolling and protect that essential restorative sleep.
Section 4. Monitor together towards success.
We've covered the what and the why, but how do we turn these 7 habits into a permanent lifestyle? Well, it takes a team. The program introduces a brilliantly simple tool for this, the daily logbook. First, the student fills out their logbook daily, checking off habits. Second, the parent or teacher validates this. But the real magic happens in step 3, the joint reflection. This transforms parents and teachers from being enforcers into being coaches. You sit down together and talk about what's working, what's difficult, and how to strategically improve. It entirely removes the stress because the focus is on steady progress, not absolute perfection.
We have explored an incredible roadmap today. Remember, studying and growing is a fundamental human need. It is definitely not a burden. By adopting these 7 daily habits, you're not just preparing for your next math exam. You are actively preparing to be the resilient leaders and creative minds of a golden Indonesia in 2045. That future is built entirely on the micro choices you make today. So I leave you with this final, vital thought. Think back through those 7 habits. Which single habit will you commit to starting tomorrow morning? Choose just one, take action, and watch your future brighten. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you next time.